Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. This week is the Recommendations Readathon hosted by me and Amanda Center. I will link her channel up in the cards. So today and Thursday I'm going to be doing a recommendation video. Today is 5 thrillers and then Thursday will be 2 short story collections and 3 poetry collections. So these are books that I've mentioned and I've said I enjoyed, but I may not have really given them a lot of attention, and if I did, it's been a while. So I am excited to dive in. These are in no particular order. They are not my top 5. They are just 5 recommendations. So let's dive in. First we have Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. I am really excited to pick up, what is the other one she wrote? Dark Places, I believe, and read that one as well. I've seen the movie, but I have not read the book, so I look forward to doing that. This one is about, what is her name? Camille. She is a journalist, and she has just gotten out of a psych unit, and she has come back to her job, and they have decided that her next job is to, or her next assignment, there we go, is to go down to her hometown and to research the disappearance of some girls. And the town is holding really tight lips and not really saying much. These girls have disappeared without a trace, and this is not the first time it's happened. So I keep wanting to call her Amy because Amy Adams plays her, and that's not right. So Camille goes to, I believe it is, I want to say Alabama, but that could be completely wrong. It's either the Midwest or the South. I can't remember which place it takes place in, but I did really enjoy it. It felt really claustrophobic and rural and small town and immersive and super engaging, and I really loved it. It talked about several trigger warning subjects, specifically self-harm, and it addressed them pretty well, I believed, and I thought that this was a really good psychological drama based around a psychological, a woman with psychological issues. I really enjoyed that. You guys will see that as a trend. You guys know, and I've had people mention this, they're like, you only like books about mental health. I don't only like books about mental health, but mental health is a huge buzzword for me, so I read a lot of books that have to do with people that are mentally ill. Yeah, but they're not the only books I read, so, or the only books I enjoy, but usually there's something to do with mental health in a book I enjoy, and this is no exception. Then we have this one, Within These Walls by Ania Ahalborn. This one got me. Cults, ghosts, haunted houses, and dilapidating families. Really enjoyed it. So the premise of this book is a writer, Lucas Graham, is desperate for a new story. He hasn't really been selling his books. His wife is giving him shit. She's having an affair. He knows this, but he can't confront her about it. And his wife says, I'm gonna go on a trip. You take our daughter and go to this new house that you bought on the other side of the country, and go there for the summer and then send her back and you stay there. We're done. So, so his marriage has fallen apart. His child resents him immensely for the fact that he has dragged her across the country for the summer, and she's no longer with her friends. And they end up moving into the house of a cult leader. Now, the cult leader is in jail, and on his recommendation, a group of his followers committed suicide. And it happened in this house that he is now living in, because he is going to write a book on this cult leader who said that he would talk to him, even though he's talked to nobody else and has not given any information to anybody about his experience and what he did. He's given Lucas his word that he's going to see him. And so Lucas moves across the country to get this story because it's a huge opportunity. And when he gets there, things are not quite right. The house is really eerie. It's set up specifically for a much more modern family, but very minimal. Things just aren't right, and his daughter begins to sense this as well, and she begins to do research on the location where they are. It's dark, it's eerie, it's wonderful. I really enjoyed it, and I would really recommend it. If you like cults, this is great. Haunted houses, this is so much fun. Definitely a good one. It took me a while to get through. It's not that long. It's 446 pages, but it was enough of a chunkster that it took me some time to get through, but I really enjoyed it. Next one is the book that I read twice in 1 week. This is I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. Not Ian Eid. Ian Reid. Good job. How do I describe this without spoilers? So you open the book on two people, a girl and a boy, in the car together. They are driving to meet the boy's parents, and the girl is contemplating ending their relationship. And the whole time you're driving with them, you're having flashbacks of their relationship and things that happened and what they've been through together. And the story begins to escalate when they get to his family farm. And things are just not right. And then it goes from there. It's, if I remember correctly, it's in the midst of a snowstorm. And it's just super creepy. Like, I loved this. I read it once. I loved it. I thought, oh my god, I have to reread this immediately because I saw none of this coming. So I did. And I found a lot of clues along the way, but it still blew me away the second time. So I'm really happy with this one. I will read it again over and over. It's fabulous. Definitely recommend. This one I read and I let it sit with me for a while before I really decided that I super enjoyed it. This is My Best Friend's Exorcism, and it is by Grady Hendrix. This is the story of Abby and Gretchen, who are best friends. And one day, the girls and a couple of their other friends go skinny dipping. And something happens to Gretchen and she begins to act very differently. And her behaviors become erratic and angry, and she stops bathing, and everything starts to go really wrong. And Abby is trying desperately to find out what's wrong with her. And her family is trying to help, but they're not doing very well. And everything just sort of comes to this chaotic climax. And it is really good. I felt that the ending was a little too clean. That's my only qualm with this book. Everything else I loved, but this is a super 80s fiction. It has a very 80s resolution. Yeah. That's the best way I can explain it. I was hoping for something different, but I still really loved it, and I definitely recommend it. I think it's a lot of fun to read. And if you're not really a big thriller person, but you like to be a little bit nervous, this is a good one to read. It's a lot of fun, and I definitely recommend it. And then we have this beauty, this wonderful, this amazing, epic, Dead Girls. This is by Abigail Tartellin. This is awesome. So, this is the story of Thera and Billy. Thera and Billy are bestest friends forever. So they are bestest true friends forever. That's what it is. So they are better friends than anybody else alive, and they know more about each other more than anybody else alive, and they promise each other everything, and they're gonna be bestest friends forever, and it's a very sweet start. But one day, after Billy and Tara part ways, Billy doesn't come home. And something is wrong, and nobody knows where this little girl has gone and why she's disappeared. And then her body finds its way up onto a riverbank, and she is dead. She's been killed. And Tara is so furious that she decides she's going to solve the case and get revenge, because she feels like none of the adults are doing anything. It was epic. I loved this book. I thought it was so good, so thrilling, so dark, so weird. I just adored it. If you like ghost stories, this is really, really good too. It's just got a lot to it. It's really, really decent. It's a decent size too. If you want to get immersed in something, this is a really good one to do so with. I definitely recommend this. I think it's epic. I read it twice in a matter of 2 months, and I will read it again and again. I really adored it. It was super good. Yeah. Yeah, definitely recommend. So those are the 5 thriller books that I recommend for Recommendations Readathon. Hashtag Recommendations Readathon. If you guys are participating in this week's readathon, go ahead and post some recommendations on your channel and be sure to hashtag it Recommendations Readathon. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, click that subscribe button down below. I will talk to you all in the comments. Thank you to my Patreons. I love you guys, and you guys are so supportive. If you'd like to support me, my Patreon link is in the doobly-doo. I will talk to you in my next video, and I'll see you there. Bye.